Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the next exciting chapter of Dreams of Infinity. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and magic keeper, and joining me around my virtual table tonight are Ashleyien, Hana, John, Kira, and Los. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
They're amazing at that. Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using our fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser, which is where we build the tokens for this game. You can build yours today at HeroForge.com. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring the background, removing it entirely, or even putting your favorite picture as your background instead, which is what I do. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the chat and show descriptions. Last but not least, next Monday at 7 p.m., we are back with another episode of Aether Shanties, our Sagas campaign. The team has not only defeated the brain creature that came crawling out of their boss, they also accidentally blew up the barracks, and then were sent on a recovery mission to go find whatever the hell these things are coming from. It's a complicated game, it's a lot of fun, and it's rules light, so there's not a lot of rolling involved. It's a lot of fun. Definitely come check that out. Now you can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we do here on the network by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV, on Twitter as @random_rhapsody, on Blue Sky as Random Rhapsody, and on TikTok as Random Rhapsody_TV. And that's going to do it for our announcements. So join us as we return to Loropa City and continue on with the Magi-Knights as they investigate the Dreams of Infinity. And we're back. So, you should all know by now the way we do our recaps. We offer up the Random Rhapsody coin, which is good for one free reroll during the session. Whoever does the recap gets that coin, which includes me, which is a terrifying prospect because, I like to kill people. So, it's probably a good idea if I don't get that coin. With that in mind, who wants to do it this week?
Me.
Okay. Melody, tell us what happened last time on Dreams of Infinity.
Okay. In the morning at school, we discovered that someone had dumped trash all over the field, and they wrote "losers" in big black blocky letters. The trash part was pretty tacky. but I can't say I disagreed with them otherwise. Besides, it was nice to have PE in the gym for a change. At lunch, I sat with James under under his favorite tree. He was reading a grimoire on sorcery from Sirius's collection called Lemageton, I think. He has a very distinct taste in literature, as well as pretty much everything in his life. It's no wonder why he prefers my company over the rest of the general public. At the Ghost Hunter Club after school, Salem, Ash, and I learned that some eerie lights, possibly some kinds of ghosts, have been seen at the cemetery at night. Personally, I think Aisha just recognized the value of graveyard aesthetics and decided to film one of her idol music videos there with lots of flashy lighting, but I didn't want to burst Bianca's bubble. We also saw photos that revealed that something horrible happened at the lumberyard. 4 indigo ghosts currently haunt the place, and they keep acting out. What happened to them? It looked as though they were slashed apart and possibly eaten by an outsider. When we check it out, I'll have to make sure Damian takes the lead. All of his soccer muscles probably make his meat stringy and unappetizing. Our next plans are to investigate the power plant during our tour to learn more about why the 4 cultists were sneaking around there, and the boys are pretending to check out the Indolence Gaming Company, but we all know it's just an excuse to play the new game Polybus. Enjoy the session.
Well done. There you go. There's the random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It's only going to last today's game. But very well done. Okay. Well, Magi-Knights. We are starting things off at the start of your investigation phase. So let's get some music going on. Some good investigating music. You have all decided that you are going to split off into 2 different groups. The ladies are heading over to the power plant for the tour that they had all heard about the previous day, while Damian and Salem have elected to drive over to True Games, the local video game store where David used to work, in order to inquire more about this mysterious game called Polybus, which is apparently looking for beta testers. So, as your 2 groups split up, you ladies hit up the local what's called public transportation to make your way there, while Salem and Damian probably get into Damian's car, I imagine, to head over to True Games. The game store itself is located not very far away from where you had all gathered. Kind of halfway between the Coltrast Academy and the power station. It's located in one of those little strip malls where it has a game store, and then next to that there's like a cheap pizza place. And then next to that there's like the arbitrary lawyer's office. It never makes sense why these 3 things are put together, but somehow that's like every single strip mall in, at least in the Midwest America.
Yeah. Totally.
So, that's kind of what you find. You pull up into a small parking lot that is sparsely occupied at this point in the evening. It's probably right around 7 o'clock in the evening by this point. There's a few people inside the store. The windows in front of the strip mall location is like it's just all windows and a big door, and you can see nothing but posters of various video games. Like it's 96, so like Sega is still big. There's a little bit of Super Nintendo out there, but the big thing is the talk of the PlayStation, which is coming out. I think it came out in 97, if I'm remembering correctly, or end of 96, somewhere around that.
I think actually PlayStation came out in 96
But
because
did it come out in 96?
it did, because lore, again, John lore time. I was living in Hawaii at the time, and I had a neighbor that got one, and it was the coolest thing because I moved to Kansas in 97. So,
Okay, well, there you
The
go.
original
then.
PlayStation came out in 1994 in Japan, 1995 in North America,
1995.
1996 in...
yeah.
Okay, so at this
South
point, it's
Africa.
probably pretty much the main draw of everything is probably the PlayStation right now. So the Windows.
I was always a Nintendo 64 kid.
Oh yeah, there is Nintendo 64 at that point too. I do remember that. I was honestly more of a PlayStation dude, but that's me.
Respect.
Yeah. But anyway, you pull up into the parking lot and see that through that window that there's a handful of people in the store looking at the various games and whatnot. There's 2 employees behind the little front desk kiosk all the way in the back of the store watching everybody. And just kind of generally keeping an eye out. And there is like a handful of people on the street just kind of walking their dog and that sort of thing. So, as you all pull up, what's the plan?
I think at this point, just gather intel, maybe talk to some of the workers and see if maybe we can, I don't know, get if they have any more insider information that may not be as known to the public just yet. But at this point, it's mostly just kind of continue to research it, at least for Salem. I don't know if Damian has other plans.
No, similarly, I think I'm just looking for leads. Like, can we sign up for the beta here? Is there a trial of the game somewhere that we can like get our eyes on, or a trailer or something? And like info about the game company, perhaps.
Okay. So, I imagine you both make your way inside to this somewhat, but not really crowded store. Like I said, there's always those 2 like 10-year-old kids at the free video game test play, just bashing the hell out of the controllers there. There's the elderly couple that's trying to buy a game for their grandson that really has no clue what the heck they're talking about and are just utterly confused by all of the bright lights and colors that are going on around them. So they're in this slightly like just haze of not sure what's going on, what to get kind of deal. And then there's, of course, the gamer kids that are there and just talking to the shop clerks, the 2 shop clerks sitting there behind the counter, talking on and on and on about video games and which games they like the best. And you can see that kind of glazed expression on the 2 employees who aren't really a whole lot older than the 2 of you. They just kind of have that look of, God damn it, I've had this conversation 5 times today already, but here we go again. And so you kind of have to wait a little bit while this conversation kind of drones on. Or do you attempt to interrupt it?
I mean, I want to listen in and see what the conversation is what it's actually about. Because if it's like just gaming conversation, maybe I could chime in and it not be awkward or like rude.
Okay.
But otherwise, if I don't, I just want to chill and wait until they're done. But
So go ahead and give me a perception roll. It is kind of the obvious one. I'd also allow a STEM.
Okay.
I feel like.
Am I doing one too, or is it just John?
If you also trying to listen in and get a little bit of that vibe, go for it.
Yeah,
20
I mean,
perception.
I'll leave it to John.
Fair enough.
Nice.
So basically what these kids are talking about is a literal conversation I once overheard at a video game store, talking about Final Fantasy VII and how the sword is really freaking unrealistic.
Nice.
And I'm not joking. They talked about this for like 20 minutes before I got irritated and interrupt them. But yeah. They're kids talking about Final Fantasy and the merits of Aerith versus Tifa, which is very apropos because the game has just been re-released on PlayStation 5. So I figure I might as well include that. But yeah, that's basically it. That's all they're talking about. So you kind of get the idea from listening in for a few minutes that they could probably go on for a while.
Yeah, I'm going to interrupt and just say, hey, can I get some help? I just have a couple questions about a new game I heard about.
Give me an influence or a leadership role.
That's a 10.
That's more than enough to get one of the two employees to be like, oh, I gotta go help this other customer. Excuse me, why don't you go ahead and keep talking with these customers, and I'll go deal with them. And like as quick as you can believe, they're around the counter and is like, hey, dude, thanks for getting me out of that.
Yeah, you look like you needed some help.
God, like, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game. I just don't want to hear the same idiots talk about the same complaints every time.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
you're so valid. I think our friend David actually used to talk about stuff like that all the time. So.
Oh my God, you know David?
We did. We actually went to school together and kind of hung out in the same group. So.
Oh man. My condolences, dude. Yeah. We heard about him. Some of us went to the funeral. It was really sad.
Yeah, it was a tough break.
Yeah. I think kind of why we're here actually, because like, I don't know, man. It sucks when you lose somebody, but I knew that he worked here and was really close to a lot of people, so I think we could just kind of wanted to check some stuff out and investigate some of the games that he was talking about. I think like, what was the one he was mentioning, like Polybus or something?
Yeah.
Really kind of intrigued about. So I don't know if you know anything about it, but we're just kind of, wanted to feel close to our friend again.
I would like. I honestly, yeah, I would say this is going to be a deception check, but it is at advantage.
Okay. Uh, 22 or 23.
Yo.
Taking all the good rolls.
I
yeah.
know,
Wait,
right?
We're getting them as early as we can.
You hold up real quick, because you rolled creativity and it's supposed to be deception.
Oh, yeah, you
shoot.
did. Oof.
My apologies. 13 then. There we go.
Sorry,
Okay,
not to
No,
rain on the
that's
parade by any means.
that is fair.
No, I can't read. So,
Well, with your 13, that's still enough because, like I said, this dude was definitely happy to get away from that other conversation and is more inclined to be included into this one just to get away from that for a little bit. So he's like, "Oh, no, I didn't know David was interested in Polybus. He never mentioned it to us, but." I mean, that does make sense. It's kind of been an underground thing until only just the last few weeks. That's really when they announced it and went for the whole big hoopla of announcing they're looking for beta testers and stuff.
dang, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know if there's like a trailer or anything, like, because like you said, we haven't seen or heard anything, but he was just starting to really mention it and started to get excited. But so I just wanted to know a little bit more about it.
Well, I mean, I do know a little bit about what's going on. They did send us a flyer about it, and we do have a poster over here. And he leads you over to one corner of the store where they have different pictures of new and upcoming games, and there is Polybus. The picture right there in the center, and it has a release date of next year. It's releasing on PC as well as PlayStation, but that's it for right now. The art is kind of weird, to be honest. Like, it has the words Polybus in big kind of bubble like letters, blue, like almost powder blue lettering on a black background, and imagine in your head the Pac-Man lettering, kind of bulky and similar like that. And then underneath it is just a bunch of geometric shapes all kind of wound together in an oblong and kind of strange pattern. Like, imagine... Here's the best way to describe it. You know when you're doing computer animation and you do a wire framework first?
Mhm.
Imagine kind of that, but almost as like a sandworm looking thing from Dune. Just long and cylindrical, and then kind of coming up, but it's all in just lines and shapes. It's weird and it's bizarre. And given the fact that technology of the time, when you think about Final Fantasy VII, in today's standards, it was kind of boxy, but back then it was like, holy shit, the change from 16-bit to the more computer animated of PlayStation, it was a very, very large distinction. But then this, even to the two of you, and I don't know how much video game playing either of you have done in your young lives, but you do know what an Atari is, at least, and you've seen arcade games like Asteroids, and that's kind of the vibe you're getting looking at this picture.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Do you have any info on how we can sign up for the beta?
Yeah, there's they actually have 3 different ways. They have these flyers that they've given to game stores. We actually have some here that you fill out and then mail to them. And if you're selected, they'll contact you via phone, I imagine, because it has your phone number, an area for your phone number.
Sure.
The other way is to go online onto their website and apply for it online.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
I've got a computer at home. I can do it that way.
Wow, you do?
I mean, yeah.
Damian, rich. It's canon. So that's so cool. What do you know about the game though? Like, do you know what is it, like a fighter, or is it like a Final Fantasy, or something entirely new?
Yeah, basically what little information they've come out with is that it's an interactive RPG style, more exploration based, almost kind of like what is that game? Oh God, I'm blanking on the actual game name right now, but like the Labyrinth almost. It's kind of like a Labyrinth style game of exploration, though it takes place in like the woods of a medieval village or something like that. They're not quite clear. They've just said you hunt the Polybus or the Polybus hunts you. Things like that.
That's weird.
Crazy. Especially
Okay.
I never would have got that with the poster. That's so interesting.
Yeah, I honestly feel like they're trying to keep the details a secret to drum up more interest and to get people to buy the game once it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
Apparently, you do have to sign an NDA to be a beta tester.
Dang, that sounds intense. And I'm am I right in remembering like it's being made here in Europa, right?
Oh yeah, it is actually. It's made by Indolence Games. They made 2 like nationwide bestsellers the last few years, and they actually only moved to Europa this last summer.
Jeez.
I'm sort of new to the city.
Yeah, they haven't.
Indolence, you said?
Yeah, it's Indolence Games. INDOLENCE.
Have they ever stopped into the shop? Or, I mean, other than to drop off the stuff, I didn't know if they were all gamers.
They didn't even show up here to drop it off. They just sent a package to us. A buddy of mine works down at KB Toys over in the mall, and they said they got the same thing. Just it was literally a package of the flyers and the poster and just a bare minimum info on the game.
Well, that's a
I
bit
haven't thought
rude.
about KB Toys. That is such a
I know, you
throwback.
just-
Oh man,
Just-
totally distracting me with that. No, that's cool. That makes sense. I mean, they're a game company trying to get the word out about their game. They're not, if they made 2 hit games recently, then they're not knocking on doors hoping that you'll post a flyer.
No, the fact that they're actually allowing beta testers to do it locally is a huge deal. Nobody's ever done that before.
Are you? Did you sign up?
Oh heck yeah, I signed up the moment they got to it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. No. I think we should definitely sign up. The fastest way is going to be either go into the library so we can both use a computer, or just going back to my place to
Sure.
set it up.
Yeah.
I mean, family car, family computer. I don't.
What is the both of your passive insight? It's going to be your insight modifier plus 10.
Actually, 15.
11.
Okay, Salem. As you've been talking to this kid and he admits that he signed up for it, you can tell like he's a little bit hesitating, as though he has more to share, but he's also keeping it closer to his chest.
Okay. I'll kind of go, you know what? I mean, like, I really, really do appreciate, like, all the information. This is such a cool thing, and I'm sure, like, a lot of people are trying to keep stuff to themselves, because, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, it sounds like, but I really appreciate you sharing all the information you have with us. I know David would really, really appreciate that, too. I mean, I think he was wanting us all to try to do this, but it didn't work out, so
This is going to be a persuasion check. While you're doing that, Random Physics subscribed to us with Prime. Thank you, Random Physics.
just a 12.
Just a 12. 12's enough, though.
Oh, okay.
He leans in and whispers to you. So you know how I said they're local? Well,
Mhm.
I didn't bother going online or mailing the form. I just dropped it off at the place. And you know
can
what?
do that?
I didn't think I could, but it was just on a whim. I decided to try it, and you know what? I've been accepted. I'm gonna be playing the game next week, dude.
Dude, that's so exciting. Congratulations. Holy shit.
Thanks.
You think they're still open? Do you think we could fill out these flyers and just go drop it off right now?
I mean, I think we should. I don't want to just like leave you because we're having this cool chat, but like, is that okay? Do you mind?
He's like, oh, dude, if you could get in there too, that would be amazing. No, it'd be awesome to see people I know there.
I'm going to look at his name tag and clock his name without asking for it.
His name on the name tag is Troy. Troy.
Troy, my name is Damian. It's
And
a
I'm-
pleasure to meet you. Sorry, I saw it on your name tag.
Yeah, and I'm Salem. It's really nice to meet you. Like, this has been so cool, dude. So-
Yeah, it's nice to meet you guys too. It's really, You know, this is a heck of a lot better than dealing with those kids. And as he points over there, the kids are still talking with that other employee.
Wild.
You have the patience of a saint.
Wild.
I don't think I could do this.
Dude, if they don't buy something from all that, I'm gonna kick them out in like 10 more minutes.
Ugh, do it.
Yeah, I better go save them. But hey, if the two of you get in, it'll be awesome. Good luck.
Sweet. Thanks. Oh, does he have the flyers that we can grab?
Yeah,
or-
they're actually just on a little table right there, not too far from the poster. So you can pick one up.
Perfect.
It does have the physical address on it because it has a mail to.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I have a pen in my backpack that I can just let's fill it out here, and then we'll hop in the car and drive over and try to drop them off there.
Absolutely.
Maybe like in a mail slot or something if we can't get in.
Yeah,
For sure.
sounds good. So while the two of you are hastily filling out this very simple form, it doesn't have a lot of information. Name, age, address, telephone number, how you heard about it, that sort of thing. And a spot for an email address. So that's it. Not too difficult. While you're doing that, let's go ahead and turn our attention to the trio who are just arriving at Loropa Power Station. Loropa Power Station, as the bus kind of to a halt, you can see the familiar sight of what you saw the last time you were actually here. Loropa Power Station is built over and across the river that runs through the city. There is a large 4-lane road that actually goes over the dam of the hydroelectric station. And then on the side that you are all on, which is the southeastern side of the river, the building that controls the power station is situated there, behind a very, very large wooden fence. The fence itself is 7 feet tall. It's both chain link and wooden privacy behind, and it has barbed wire over the top. Security is serious there. Even in the 90s, the idea of a Russian spy sneaking into a power station and blowing it up was a very real thing, so they protected them. There is, at the very front of it, a gate that has one of those bars that kind of go up and down, one of the blocking divider bars, and a guard station positioned right next to it. Aisha, you would be very familiar with that guard station because of the creepy dude who gave you his number there. Fortunately, that dude is not at the station today.
More ways than one.
So the three of you make your way on approach, and as you do, you can see that there is a small queue in front of the guard station already formed. There's about 5 or 6 people standing there right now. 3 of them look to be the businessman type. One is a grandmother, and 2 middling age children, 10 and 12 kind of ages. There is also another couple, a young couple. They're you guesstimate maybe early 20s, a male and a female, standing there, and they're just all kind of chatting amongst themselves as you're stepping forward.
They're all
So,
here for the tour.
you ask this out loud, or you just ask it to your friends?
Just to my friends.
It's more popular than I was hoping.
Probably. Probably.
Once we get going in there, I'll try and distract the guide with conversations so you guys can slip out and check things out a bit more in detail.
A noble sacrifice.
Internally, I'm not gonna let them know I just have real bad eyes and I refuse to go to a eye doctor.
I don't know what we're looking for exactly.
Water,
We don't
I
know.
guess.
We don't know where they were.
As you say that, you hear from down at your feet, well, you're obviously here to look for cultists or perhaps even spectral outsiders, I guess. Isn't that why you're here?
Yeah, try to find out what they wanted here.
You all look
Gonna
down
put a
to
bell on
see
you.
the wanderer kind of walking in around your legs a little bit there, Cat.
I'm gonna put a bell on you. I'm gonna do it.
I mean, it really wouldn't work anyway.
You just able to keep your neck incredibly stiff?
I mean, it's complicated, but and then those bat wings kind of float, just emerge, the dragon-like wings, and the wanderer begins to flap upward a little bit and kind of hover there next to you. I mean, as not really transubstantiated being, I'm here and I'm not here, and well, I mean, you can't put a bell around something that can disappear and reappear, right? That's not how physics work.
What is it? The bell could
try.
It could go with you. I don't know.
The cat shoulders shrug a little bit.
If you could teleport flesh and I assume flesh and fur, why is leather and metal any different?
I mean, it just kind of is.
Okay.
You could try it. We don't know if it'll work.
We should get in line.
The three of you step up and join the queue. About the same time that that the guard comes out carrying a clipboard. As you're,
Is this the tour?
What's that?
Is this the tour?
The guard looks up at you as you say this, and he says, "Yes, this is the line for the tour. We will begin momentarily. We have our tour guide on their way. They just radioed me. Please, everybody, just get in a single file line here in front of the guard station and have your IDs out and ready to check as we as you make your way inside. I'm going to start writing down names. When I come to you, please give me your full first and last name, and then I'm going to have you sign next to that. Thank you." And as you say that, a couple more business-type looking people join the queue as well. You kind of stand there for a moment as this guard comes to each of you, requests a name, writes the name on the piece of paper on their clipboard, takes the ID and looks at it, and then has them sign in. Now, yeah?
We don't have IDs though, right? Oh wait, yeah, because we're old enough to drive, so we would.
I mean, I had an ID when I was 13.
Yeah, for the
I
most
just had
part.
like a photo ID.
From nothing else, we might have school IDs.
Yeah, you would definitely
Yeah.
have school IDs at the very least. Whether or not you have a driver's license or a state ID is kind of personal, but I imagine everybody has at least something that identifies themselves. Now, my question to each of you is this. Do you actually give your real name?
Yeah, because someone's going to recognize me otherwise.
Don't we have to if they look at our IDs?
Don't have fake IDs.
I'll ask
Yet.
the
If only
Wander.
this was played in the dark, we could just like tick off documents.
I'll ask the Wander, hey, can you, and I'm whispering this so other people can't hear, IDs?
I kind of cut out for me. Is that me or?
Oh,
That's
I,
you.
s-
Okay.
I said, can you change our names on our IDs?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. The Wanderer kind of thinks about that for a moment. Well, you know, I'm not sure. I've never really tried before. I mean, I do mess with people's minds when it comes to like the outsiders and things like that. So I suppose anything's possible. Here's my question. Who here has the highest friendship rating with the Wanderer?
Me.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your
Oh,
friendship
definitely
bonus?
Aisha.
14.
14. Okay. So, I would like you to make the persuasion check.
Okay. I'm gonna make that a 20 by using my student ability. Like a natural 20 on the die, so 25 total.
I like it. Go ahead and take off that point of inspiration. And
Done.
yes, with a 25, the Wanderer thinks about that and says, well, yeah, I can give it a try. I'm happy to help whenever I can. Is what name are you wanting me to put on there?
Can you put Wednesday Adams online?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Wednesday Adams. He kind of chuckles a little bit at that. Kat, do you want me to do the same thing for you?
Sure. I need to think of a name.
Well, that's a silly name.
No. I need to
I
think
need a.
No.
The cat just kind of
Amanda
chuckles.
hug and kiss.
We already have what's his name? Kissing? Mr. Kissing at school.
That's true, we do.
I can't think of a name on the spot.
It could even be Jane Doe if you wanted.
Briana Garden.
Sat Canders.
For some reason, I got Sophie in my head, but I can't think of a last name.
Sophie's choice.
Yeah,
Sophie
there you go.
Choice.
Sophie Bell. Sophie Kissinger.
Sophie Wanderer.
Sure, why not? Aisha, I assume you want to stay you.
Yeah, that will raise more questions and would help. That's the wisest choice there.
Okay. So, when it comes to you, I imagine you've been whispering this to the Wanderer this whole time. Fortunately, not a lot of people seem to be paying much attention to you.
18 girls whispering in a line.
Exactly. So, the guard comes up to you first, Melody. You hand him your ID, and as you're doing that, the Wanderer kind of just very quickly flutters over right above you, and you can see the light, like, above your head. Those neon green eyes just begin to, like, headlight down onto the guard. And the guard's eyes kind of flicker a little bit. And then, okay, Wednesday Adams, and then hands it to you to sign.
Okay, I sign it.
Next, he goes over to you, Kat, and you tell him the name.
I said Sophie Wanderer.
Sophie Wanderer. And you can feel the cat kind of flap up over your head as well, and you see those headlight green eyes hit the guard a second time, and that same kind of flutter of the eyes. He writes down the name, passes it to you, and has you sign it. The guard then hands you back your ID, collects that, and kind of moves on. And as he does, the Wanderer flies down a little bit and looks at the three of you and says, I wasn't sure if that was actually going to work or not, but I think it did.
Thank you.
Moon makeup magic.
Make me into a beautiful electrician, and it's just you with a different colored hair.
I assume you just hand waved over it, but just double checking. Did he just skip me?
No, he did not skip you. He
Okay.
did not skip you. He does take your name as well. He doesn't make a whole lot of notice as though he recognizes you, though.
Good.
Once all of the names are selected, or all given, whatever, the guard then makes their way back over to the guard station about the same time that a middle-aged woman with chocolate-colored skin and dark amber eyes, wearing a lab coat over, kind of like a dress, blouse and slacks kind of deal. She has a name tag hanging off of her lab coat, and she says, "Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Laropa hydroelectric plant. This is our last tour of the evening, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. We will be doing a 30-minute tour of the facility. We will be stopping at all of the major locations. We will not be going across the dam itself, but we will go into at least a bit of the interior so you can actually see the hydro generators. So, as I said, if anyone has any questions, just raise your hand. And other than that, please try to stay together and in a group. The areas on the tour are very clearly labeled. Anyone that goes past a employees only station or point will be arrested immediately. It is a federal crime to trespass on power station's property, so I trust that nobody will be going a wandering, but it's very difficult to do so anyway. So just have to always throw out that one disclaimer before we begin. So before we start heading in, does anybody have any questions? Yes, the young lady in the back.
What happens if you have to use the toilet or something?
There are 3 bathroom stations located on the tour. If you need to go, just raise your hand and let everyone know, and we will get to the nearest one as quickly as we can. But as it is only a 30-minute tour, if you can hold it, we would very much appreciate it.
Just wondering. Lots of security.
Well, yes, it is. We have recently upgraded our security, but nothing to worry about. While the war in the Middle East may be going on, things are looking good still here at home.
God, I forgot.
I did too.
Yeah, no, it's still going on. Though technically it hasn't stopped in my lifetime, so...
No, I mean,
But
It never
anyway.
ends.
Yeah. But anyway. Once your questions are finally answered, she begins leading you on the tour. You kind of walk through the outside of the area first, going back past the employees' parking lots and over to the large electrical array, which is behind the fence, obviously. And it's basically just this large array of tall towers, all connected with wires and that sort of thing, which is where a lot of the energy is distributed from this point into the city. At least at this point. I'm not going to describe a full tour of a hydroelectric plant. That could be a very long thing, and I just don't want to do that. If you're interested in what a hydroelectric power plant really looks like, you can go to virtual-anywhere.net, which has really cool tours of a lot of shit, including the virtual tour for a hydroelectric plant that I looked up to try to figure out what's actually in one.
insert the more you know
Mhm.
right across the screen.
Exactly. But there is some interesting things that I am going to make mention about the tour. The first one is the electrical grid on the outside. It is surrounded by another chain link fence, and there's like a power station outside right in front of it. That's all behind another chain link fence, which is padlocked. The building itself is a very large concrete building. It's kind of rectangular in the front. It's very drab looking, to be honest, and there's not a whole lot of windows on the outside of the thing. Very, very minimal, and they're very, very thin. However, at the bottom level, there is a very large couple double doors. You have to walk up a set of stairs to get up to it, at which point you go through yet another security station. While what's the word I'm looking for? Metal detectors aren't as prominent as they are today. I imagine this one probably didn't have one, but they do still have like a security station where people would like check purses and bags and things like that, just as one extra layer of security before you make your way in. And then once you do, it's just a large series of hallways with windows looking into different areas. There's like office sections, and then you get farther in towards where the hydroelectric actually is. And what a hydroelectric plant really looks like when you get into it is a big concrete box with a big old generator and a fan that's connected to basically a giant paddle wheel that's in a long narrow tube under the water. The concrete is filling up most of it, and these pathways allow the water to go from one side to the other, pushing these turbines, which create the electrical current that's then used to power the city. Now, on your tour, you are shown a lot of these areas. You are shown like the control room to the generators. You're shown the generators themselves. You're not actually brought into them, but there are some windows that look into the things. And basically there's like two large turbines in each of the rooms. And then at some certain points, there's like different T-junctions that goes to different parts that you're told you can't go to. They're classified or they're restricted, and that sort of thing. Now, during this time, probably around this point is when I imagine you all are starting to think about, either sneaking off or looking for things or that. So I've kind of been vague about the tour. At this point, if there's any questions you want to specifically ask or moments you want to role play, let me know now and we'll kind of get into that.
Did the tour take us on the lower floor at all? Since that's where the cultists were found?
It does not take you onto the lower floor. No. You do see some areas that that show elevators that seem to go both up and down. If you ask about the downstairs area, you're told that it's basically where a lot of their sub equipment is, and a lot of the access tubes to get to the generators for maintenance. That's mostly what's in the lower areas, as well as like other more secure areas.
First, does our soul crystal glow at all while we're in here?
I'd like everyone to make mysticism checks for me.
That's what I wanted to ask. Because Kat's wearing it on her neck, and she just go. You can see if it's the.
It's on the back of. Aisha wears like a star pendant, and it's on the back of that now.
I just have to find it. Mysticism.
Ooh, is a 16 enough?
The 12 enough?
I'm pretty sure 8 isn't.
Well, so what I am going to tell you is that as you're holding your soul crystals and checking it regularly throughout your tour, it does not glow.
Okay. I want to ask, did the tour guide tell us their name?
Probably, though I didn't mention it. We're going to call them... Oh, I don't know. We're going to call them...
Darlene Kingston.
Sure, Darlene Kingston.
That was just a name that was in my head when you described this woman.
That's so funny.
Works for me.
Okay, I'll say Miss Kingston, when she's not talking, because I don't want to interrupt her. I'll say, I heard that there were attempted break-ins, and that's why you had to increase security at the power plant. Where were they all trying to break in from? The front doors?
You're going to be needing to make for me a persuasion check.
Okay. Ah, 1. So a 6.
You have the coin.
You do.
Oh, that's true. I'm going to use it for sure.
Okay.
It's a good use
Yep.
of the coin. Very
Break
good
the
use of the
curse.
coin.
Break the curse.
Yes.
Please.
There you go.
Don't. Any number other than another one.
Hey!
Literally any number other than the other one. She broke the curse. Not really, but it was broken.
I will.
Not a
take
1.
Wow.
A 2 is not a 1.
Wow.
It's just laughing in your face, Hana.
it. Oh God, it hurts.
It really does. It really does.
Do you have inspiration that you can spend?
It's not worth it.
Even if I do, I don't have a student ability for persuasion, so
Well, I mean,
I don't
you
want a
can't
chance
ju-
of being another bad roll.
I thought. Oh, gotcha. I thought you could spend inspiration just to re-roll, but
Yeah, you
can.
can, but I don't want to chance that.
very few things are worth 3 rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it anyway. I just checked.
Well, unfortunately, Mrs. Kingston looks at you and she says, I'm sorry, that's really not something I'm at liberty to discuss here on this tour.
Okay.
So we know that it's like the piping and like how like they flow the water through stuff and do basic repairs to the grid down there. I wanna try and chat her up and convince her to take us down there because I'm working on a school project on resistors and how amperage is created through hydroelectronics. I've used up all of my science words.
Mhm.
So the rest is going to be stuff she says to butter this woman up, and not more science, because that was all the science Hana knows.
Does Aisha know more science?
So just so we're clear, while the group of you are standing there in the tour, with everyone there kind of watching and listening, you're going to attempt to convince her and by flirt with her to take the tour down to the lower areas where she could probably get fired for doing.
Probably, yeah.
Sure, why not?
This is why I made a celebrity, to make self-important choices like this.
Yeah, okay. So what is your Oh, it doesn't matter. We're not playing Pathfinder.
They're high school students.
Yeah. I mean, make your case. Let's hear it.
I'm sorry, but the timing.
They gave up.
They gave up. Make your case. The internet god said no. Don't do this.
Yeah, God just said no. You can't do that. I'm sorry. I'm
back. I think. My internet hasn't done that for months.
That was amazing timing.
My internet used to do that all the time. I thought I fixed it. It hasn't done it for months. So, as a young woman of color, I really look up to professionals like you who have beat the system and gotten these STEM jobs overcome by white men. And I'm actually taking some advanced physics classes right now. And I have to write this paper on amperage and how these kind of places do the flow. So I was really hoping so I could see in person some of the piping, so I can understand like how those pipings direct water more directly and make some quick diagrams of that. And I just feel like a skillful and smart woman like you would be able to really help me do a little bit of extra research to, get an A on that paper.
Make your persuasion check.
Then, it's a new sleep phase. I wanna do that. I was being so buttery because I've considered it harmlessly flirtatious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tell us one more time about your skill.
Maybe it's the way the guy shifts awkwardly and gives a goofy smile, or the way the girl giggles and plaits with her hair after receiving a compliment from you, but you're hopelessly thing. Once per sleep phase, when interacting with an NPC, and before you make a deception, influence, leadership, persuasion check, you may decide to flirt with the target. After role-playing the exchange, you automatically succeed. An adversary or stronger cultist is immune to the effects of this tactic, but can be overruled by the Magic Keeper in certain situations.
Yep, so there you go. But here's the caveat. In certain situations.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why she's going to say no. As you are extremely persuasive, and that is a very good case. And if it weren't for the fact that some people already had broken into the place and already has security on alert, she probably would have gone along with it. As she begins to explain to you, look, I'm really sorry. I get where you're coming from, and I understand exactly where you're coming from about your assignment. If you want to try to write to the head of the company here and make it a special request for that sort of access for your school project, and if your school is willing to collaborate with the company on that, chances are you would be able to get that sort of tour. But honestly, if I were to take this group down to those lower levels, I could lose my job.
Fair enough.
Now,
Thank you.
what I want from all of you is to tell me what your passive insights are. I'm going to remind you that it is 10 plus your insight modifier.
11.
13.
14.
14. Cat, with that 14, like you've been here listening to that conversation between Aisha, making some very good case for this. However, as she's being shot down, you kind of glance around and look around, and you notice that there's at least one less person on this tour than there was previously.
Mm-hmm.
One less person?
One less person on this tour.
Uh-oh.
Someone's disappeared. Whispered to, I guess, Melody, since Aisha was busy talking.
Okay. Can I look around and see if I can figure out who it was?
I think, yeah, that's probably just a perception check.
Okay.
Or investigation would work too.
Can we both check, or
Yes.
perception or investigation?
Ooh, I crit. 24.
Ooh, yay!
This game said I'm sorry about your other rolls.
I didn't crit, but I got a 23.
Nice.
Yeah, you both nailed it on that one. Wow. With that, with the nat 20 for a 24, 100%. You glance around and you realize that at the very end of the line, right after you had arrived, these two dudes had shown up. Both of them looking kind of middle-aged, like not quite middle-aged, like late 20s to early 30s, shaved chins, chiseled jaw, that kind of swept back hair, and they were both wearing business suits. Pinstripe, navy blue suit, tie, white shirt, the whole shebang. And so you didn't pay a whole lot of notice to them. But now that you're kind of looking around, one of the two of them are missing. The other one is kind of standing next to three others who also are wearing business suits. The other two are wearing charcoal black suits, black tie underneath over the white shirt. And for a moment, you kind of want to dismiss them, but with that nat 20 Melody, one more thing that you notice, all four of them have a very distinct men's ring on their left pinky finger. It's kind of, it's one of those big looking, it's almost like kind of like a college looking ring, simple band of silver with a large red stone in it, but and there's also a little bit of gold filigree on it, but all four of them have it, you notice.
For a second, I thought you were describing an engineer's ring.
Now, I was thinking more along the lines like a men's signet ring. Like I have a pinky signet ring that I own that has like my initial on it and shit.
Melody, should we point it out?
That's what I was wondering, if we should tattle on him or try to follow him ourselves.
Apparently he's not getting instantly arrested.
I tell Kat about the ring. See, they all have rings on their pinkies.
We're gonna have to start watching people's fingers.
I would like the two of you to make stealth checks for me as well, just to see how well you're keeping quiet.
Okay. Hmm. We keep rolling 1 point
That's really funny.
different.
Y'all are right on sync.
Yeah,
Yeah.
19 and an 18. That's pretty damn good. Okay, carry on.
Okay. Does part of the tour take us near the elevators that go down to the lower floor?
You have passed at least one set of elevators on this tour so far. And you would know that logically you're probably going to take the same route to get back, so you will probably pass it.
Okay. I'd say I could wait until we pass the elevator again and try to sneak down there. But maybe we should report him for now, although that might increase security even more.
Probably would, but if he's a cultist and he's getting down there, that's not good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do any of the other people that are here have rings, or just the business people?
I'm going to ride along on those perception checks you made previously. Of the other three, or the other 5 people that are with you on this tour, no, none of them have rings.
Okay.
I'll remind you that it is a grandmother and 2 kids of around 10 to 12 age, and then a kind of young adult couple, man and woman.
Didn't think so, but you never know. Anyone could be a cultist, even a 5-year-old.
No, that's valid. That's absolutely valid. I just wanted to remind you who it was that was there. But yeah, it's just the 4 dudes with in the business suits.
Is Aisha still talking to the tour guide?
I imagine by this point Aisha's probably finished up and got shot down, and then Mrs. Kingston says, "Okay, let's continue on with our tour. We're going to be making our way next into the office section, where I can show you." And then you all kind of drowned her out a little bit, as I imagine your own conversation becomes much more important.
Aisha, we're missing a person. And those business guys are all together with weird rings, and one of them's missing.
I think we should come back tonight.
Should we report him? You're the leader.
I don't know. Can we get inside at night, though?
Probably not.
Because we can't transform unless there's actually an outsider here.
That's why we come back and there's nothing. It's not our jurisdiction. And our crystal hasn't been glowing, so that means we can't transform right now.
Is the Wanderer around?
You whisper that and you kind of glance about, but he's not actually, or at least you don't see him.
They're probably cultists. I think they're cultists.
Me too. I think I want to try to sneak down there.
Okay, I will try and run interference.
Okay, but let's wait till we get near the elevator.
Yeah. I'll just ask her about college choices.
Should more than one person sneak, or is it better just to keep one?
I think the 2 of you should stick together for safety.
Okay.
Unless you disagree.
No, I don't.
Safer together,
Okay.
but easier to get caught with more than one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, sounds like the plan is to have Aisha go up and start chatting up the person running the tour while the 2 of you slip away. You're going to time it so just after you get past the elevator, let's imagine a hallway. And in a place like this, it's that stark white tile. The walls are just plaster walls, painted white. There's the fluorescent bulbs in those long tubes on the ceiling. It's clean, but it feels dirty just because it's like that claustrophobic sense of kind of a place, especially because like there's that ambient hum of electricity all the time, which anybody who understands how electricity works knows that it just constantly gives a person that kind of heebie-jeebie feel when you're around it for too long. And so there's also that. Now, about halfway down this particular hallway that we're walking down, there is the inset place of the elevators, and it's at a T-junction. Now, when your group walked past it, you had turned right, then walked past the elevators and kept going on farther down the hallway. So on your reverse trip coming back, you know that your group is going to make a left at that T-junction and continue on past. So you know that that's probably when, if any, at any point you can get away, it would be then, after everyone else cuts off the T. So I imagine the two of you slowly start to make your way backward, just kind of slowing down and letting everybody who's in the group kind of pace you and get ahead of you, while Aisha starts heading up towards the front of the tour to begin her scene. So, Aisha, what's your distraction?
So where did you go to college? I keep looking over all of the options. Harvard, a local state college, Europe. I've heard some good things about the University of Waterloo in Canada. Shout out to my alumni. I guess it seems so overwhelming. How did you make the choice?
Okay, so what I want you to make for me is either a deception or a performance check.
I am giving you a performance check because these are actual concerns that she is drawing on.
Absolutely.
17.
Okay. So that is a pretty good performance. You're doing your best effort to draw not only the tour guide's attention, but kind of everybody else as well. Melody, Katrina, give me your stealth checks. Good news is that Aisha is helping things out along, which is lowering your DC a little bit.
Oh, thank you. 18 and 21.
18 and a 21.
Let's go.
The rest of the tour makes its way, turning left along the T-junction, and make their way forward. As the two of you slowly kind of slink back, and then move towards the elevator very quickly. And you're pretty sure you are not spotted. You have two elevators, a left and a right, and one of those little buttons in the middle that give you an up and a down. I imagine you press down and you wait, kind of holding your breath, hoping that it's not going to take very long for that elevator to arrive. And after 3 short dings, the left side elevator opens. You both quickly step inside as those doors close. And as you look at the elevator buttons themselves, there's only 6 floors to this building going up. There are 2 subfloors, however, L1 and L2. However, the one thing that you do notice about L2 is there is a keyhole right next to it.
Okay, I guess we have to push L1 then.
Yeah, if we need a key for L2.
You press the button, and that ding goes off again, and the elevator slowly descends. It doesn't take very long to reach the next level. And the door that when it opens up, it reveals, well, a sub-basement looks like a sub-basement. It's a concrete hallway. It's kind of damp looking. It's very, very dark gray concrete. The floor has like scuff marks all along it, and like swashes of paint, as though like paint has been dropped and cleaned up but not really chipped away. The fluorescent lighting is half of what it is on the level above, giving a little bit of that creepy vibe of, oh my god, this is where an axe murderer lives. It also doesn't help that at least a third of the fluorescent lights overhead flicker at random intervals. There are also large pipes pretty much everywhere. There's a couple going along the wall opposite where the doors opened into this hallway. There's quite a few more along the ceiling itself. The ceiling is not a drop ceiling. It's just more concrete in an arch around a lot of pipes. Some of them look water, some of them look electrical, some of them look, fiber optic really isn't a thing, I don't think, in 96, but there was telephone line equivalents back then, and you see a lot of that as well. The hallway goes to your left and to your right, running essentially north and south, you would guess, but it's difficult to tell since you don't have any, you don't have a compass or anything, but that's kind of what you guess. So, as you all... What's that?
Cat wants to check her crystal. Anything?
Make a mysticism check.
Not my best thing. But... Yeah, 9. I'm not very good at mysticism.
Yeah, unfortunately, your crystal is not glowing.
I'll try mine later.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think this is actually a perfect time to take a pause and go on break, because it is 7:30. And
I agree.
They'll give you some.
But I don't want to break.
Well, we're going to be back in about 10 minutes, folks, and when we return, we're going to find out what happens as Damian and Salem head off to go turn in some applications. So stay tuned.
Bye.
Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, half of our Magi-Knights were going on a tour at the local hydroelectric power plant, while the rest were investigating the game Polybus, which is made locally here in town. So let's turn to those two, because we haven't heard from them in a little bit. Dame, Salem, the two of you have just now arrived at a tall skyscraper of middling size in the lower quadrant of the actual city of downtown Loropa. Indolence Games, like I said, is a skyscraper. Walls of windows, one on top of the other, going up high, about 25 or so floors, give or take. Decent size for Loropa, but not the hugest. But there at the very top, in large red bubble letters, you see the words Indolence Games. and the same logo is at the skyscraper's front. The actual entryway into the building is in another area of nothing but windows, but there's a large set of double doors with a very large logo made in red and gold paint of Indolence Games, and then there's a couple pictures of the two really big and popular games that they've developed. One of them you recognize as Brave Ninja Hero, which is a PlayStation game, and also the main characters from Sky Ocean, a game that was on the Sega Dreamcast. Both of which have won numerous awards for their innovation, gameplay style, and in Brave Ninja's case, the cutesy chibi characters that are the main characters for the series.
What were the names of the games again? Brave Ninja Warriors?
Brave Ninja Hero.
Hero.
Yep, and Sky Ocean. Neither of these are real games.
Just for my notes.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Ninja Hero was on PlayStation, and Sky Ocean is on Sega Dreamcast. Which I just remember fondly.
Yeah.
But anyway, you do see that the lights are still on in quite a few of the windows, even though by this time it's probably around 8:30-ish in the evening. It's not quite late, but it is kind of close to being late, and so you're surprised at how many lights are actually on. Now, none of you can't actually see the details of any of them. Like, you're looking at an angle looking up. So other than like a few knickknacks in windows and things like that, you can't see a whole lot of details. And the lower floor, like I said, though are windowed, are that kind of hazy tinted window that you can see like outlines, but nothing distinct unless you're like walk up and stick your face against the glass. But the lights are on the lower level as well, in the front entryway. And you can see that there is like a little bit of a foyer beyond that is lit up. So,
Sweet.
Mike, there is also just a mail slot, if you wanted to go that route. But what do you do?
I mean, we're already here. May as well at least make a brief appearance, if nothing else.
Yeah, the building is 100% owned by Indolence. There's no other company. Like, it's not like an office building with a bunch of companies renting it out.
It doesn't appear to be, at least. The only logo that you've seen is that company's.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try the door.
Yeah.
The door is open. It is unlocked. You pull it
Cool.
open, and it's kind of one of those swooshy glass doors that, like, the displaced air pressure hits you as you open the door. But there you see a foyer beyond with a front desk and a rather bored-looking security guard sitting behind the desk, reading what appears to be a magazine.
I'm gonna go up to him. Just, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm sure I don't want to interrupt whatever you're doing, but we are actually here to drop off some applications for the new game for beta testing. Didn't know if there's a good place to do that.
The guard, well, I kind of imagine him as Carl from Family Matters. He just he looks up at you and kind of gives you a little bit of a knowing smirk, and he kind of chuckles a little bit, and he says, "Another one of those gamer types, huh? You see over there?" And he points to a little box that is up on one side of his desk, just a little square thing with a slot on the top. He says, "You can drop that off right there."
Fantastic.
Oh, damn. I was kind of hoping we could actually talk to somebody about the games. I'm really excited about this, but I'm sure they're busy with everything, but...
Oh, I'm
Are they-
sure they're very busy, but I'll make sure to get those applications picked up as soon as possible. And he kind of gives you that small, condescending smile as this isn't my problem. I'm just here to keep you out.
I'm sorry. It's been a while since we were at school and we've been running errands. Do you have a restroom I could use?
Make a persuasion check.
Cool. Teen.
He says to you, there's a 7-Eleven right down the street.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, cool. Here's my application. I'm gonna drop it off and turn around and start walking away.
I'm gonna follow suit. At this point, we're still early enough that I don't want to do anything to get us too far into trouble. So I think I'll do the same.
While I walk away, though, I do want to do a quick check on my crystal to see if it lights up at all. Just being in the presence of this building.
Yeah, and I want to do much more of a perception check now that we're actually in the building to see if I can see any more insight or any workers that may be around. They're
Okay.
exploring about.
Perception and mysticism checks.
It's a 20. Dirty 20.
And 14.
Salem, you kind of glance about a little bit, and it's literally a hallway with a desk in the front. There's a couple little shrubberies and trees, like decorative, that sort of thing. And on the wall, there is pictures of every single game this game has developed. And there's about a half a dozen pictures of different games in total. You do see sets of elevators behind where the guard is stationed, as well as like 4 sets of doors behind him, 2 on either side, to the left and to the right of where he's sitting. At one point, one of the doors does open, and you see a kind of young-ish woman step out of the room and then head over to the elevator. And you kind of glance at the door real quick as she's walking away because it's slowly swinging closed. And you do catch sight of like a couple cubicles and a half sign of a computer monitor behind it, but it's too quick to really get any details other than the fact that it's on and there's text on it. Too far
But this
away.
woman walked out to where we are?
She walked into the foyer where you all are, but behind where the guard is, and then make a beeline in the opposite direction of where you are towards the elevator, and then push the button. Now, as that's happening, Damian, you had turned away, and you're currently cupping your soul crystal in your hand, and you're glancing down at it. And your hands are cupped like this, so nobody really can see it but you. It's just like, you're looking at your keys or something like that. But you do see a faint glow coming out from the center of your crystal. It is not strong, it is not fully glowing, but with your 20, you do detect the presence of outsiders.
Okay. As I exit the building, I'm going to keep glancing at it to like see if the color wanes.
Okay. You step out from the building. Salem, are you following?
I mean, it would look suspicious if I just kind of stood there while my friend just left. But
yeah, there's nothing else that like. I feel like the security guard kind of made it very clear that like, drop your flyers in GTFO. So
he doesn't get paid enough for this. So
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
that is.
I'm still a high school
vibe.
kid, so
that is a vibe. And so you follow Damian out as he's making his way, and you can just see that they are looking down at their soul crystal. At least you know that that's what they're doing because that's what y'all do. And as you catch up to him, Damian, the crystal has not changed at all. It's still that light glow. It's not pulsing. It's not like winking in and out. It's just a very light in the center glow.
I imagine I parked in like a large parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally a little far from the front door. I'm gonna ask Salem, should we look around? We should look around. You wanna look around?
Yeah, we should definitely look around a little bit, but I don't.
All right,
I think
let's go to 7-Eleven, because this security guard, I don't want to attract too much of his attention. But then let's come back and let's look around.
Absolutely.
Cool. So I want to make sure the security guard isn't watching us. Get to the point where he's no longer watching us, and then cut around the building and see if I can find a different entrance or something.
Give me a perception check or investigation.
Ooh, which one do I want to do? You're gonna help me out, Salem? You're gonna do one and I'll do the other?
Sure.
I'll do investigation. That's a 14.
And I got a nat 20 on perception for 24.
Okay.
Tight. Cool.
So, making a circuit around the building like this, you're in the downtown area. So where you probably parked was a parking garage, maybe one building over or something like that.
Okay.
Let's just say. So in between that, there is an alleyway. From behind that, there is another building that faces the opposite direction. And there is an alleyway in between those two that make your way along the back of the building to the other side, which is open to the street. Okay, so of the building, left side open to a street, immediately behind alleyway, immediately right side alleyway, then there's the front, and then there's the road in front of that. We cool on the details so far?
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 other doors besides the main doors. The one is on the side of the building between the building itself and the car parking lot. This door, you look at it, it does have one of those security keypads. You remember those where it's a little push button and there's 9 numbers and 0?
Mm-hmm.
It is that is the security lock on that door. It also has a little window on the side of it. And you kind of have to go up 4 steps, and then there's a platform, and then there's the door. You see that, and it has a little light hanging over the top, which is illuminated, even at this time of night. So
Okay.
that's the first one on the right side of the building. Now on the northern side, the back, there is a set of double doors. It's like a loading dock. There's a little bit of an incline going down, and then there's the 2 double doors, which also look about the same size as a freight truck doors. So it looks as though deliveries are backed up to that and then unloaded and reloaded or whatever. So the doors are a little bit above the ground level. And then there's a little walkway to the side and steps that go down. The third,
Any security keypads or anything like that?
that one does not have a security keypad on this side because a little ways down, about 20 or so feet on that same side, there is another door, an actual security door to get in.
Gotcha.
And it looks pretty much identical as the one previously you were at. Stairs leading up to a landing, and then the door with the security keypad.
So the loading dock, does it have a normal door, or is it just the rolling doors?
It's
Sorry, I
not
missed
like
that.
a rolling door. It actually looks like a double door, a kind of ovular, or not ovular, but slightly rounded at the top double doors.
Uh-huh.
Judging based on the way it looks like they slide open like this.
Okay.
And it Is it one of those doors where it's like you can tell there's a handle but not on the outside, or does it
Correct.
have a handle?
Yeah, correct.
Oh,
It's
okay,
one
it
of those
doesn't have
ones
a
that doesn't
handle.
have a
Okay.
handle on the outside. Chances are it's only on the inside.
Got it.
There is also, I will mention, an escape ladder. You know, like you have to have on all skyscrapers. Going
Like a
up.
fire escape?
Yeah, fire escape. Thank you. That's the word I was trying to look for.
Salem.
There is a fire escape, and it's on the west and the east sides of the building.
Oh, there are
On the
two.
left, on the right. Yeah, there's one on the left side and one on the right side.
Okay.
I will let you know that the very bottom is just, that ladder that, you have to pull down to climb down it.
Yeah.
It's about 15 feet in the air.
Damn it. Okay.
That's okay. This is all
Is
good
it-
insight, and it is, because this is good insight, and if we have to come back and we know that there's outsiders here. I mean, if we're transformed, the jump is nothing for us, right?
Yeah. Are there dumpsters nearby?
There are some
The
dumpsters.
fire escapes?
The dumpsters are not near the fire escapes. They're actually back near the
Okay.
loading dock. But there are
Of
some.
course they are. Okay. The parking garage, is it next to the skyscraper?
Not right next, because you're walking in between them right now.
Uh-huh.
It's about a 10-foot gap between the top of that or between the two buildings. But the skyscraper is obviously much, much taller than the the parking garage. That's only 3 stories tall.
Do I think that I could make the jump from the one building to the fire escape?
You can always try.
I didn't pack band-aids.
Oh. Yeah, I don't want to force a transformation just to investigate.
No,
Okay,
we got some
um,
good information. I mean, it doesn't. We know that this is an activity, and we know that it is going to probably be tied to the game. This is good. They're not doing anything just yet, though. So
I know, but my crystal glowed. Glue. It glue. Glue red and blue. Okay. All right. I mean, I want to noodle this a bit more. I do want to try to get onto that fire escape if there's a way. Maybe even tonight. When things are shut down, see if we can move the dumpster and get a boost, and then just to look inside and see if there's another creepy crystal or something. But Salem can try to talk me out of it. We can pause here if we want to move on. That felt like a lot of good info, but I'm not satisfied. I want to keep digging, but I also
hypothetically, there's 2 of us, maybe the human ladder. Although I don't know if that's going to be high enough.
with a dumpster and then you and then a little boost, and that's
bit.
15 feet easy. We could definitely 15 feet that.
I just worry about drawing too much attention because I'm not the
No, I
strongest
do
one,
too.
so pushing a ladder or a dumpster is not going to be the best.
I think we could do it, but it's still early in the evening, and I don't want to attract too much attention. So at least I think I know how I want to. All right, we can. What are we saying? Are we going to go meet up with everybody now, or are we going to stick around and see if maybe we could stake it out and see who comes out and try to
You said it's almost 30, almost 9. So
Yeah, it's getting close to 9, not quite there yet. You probably have I think we start patrol at 10, something like that. So you're getting close.
Do we have a little camera? Does either of us have a camera? I don't think I do.
I know you all talked about buying one at one point, but I'm pretty sure you gave it to Lacey.
We did, yeah.
So there you go.
Okay. I at least want to stake it out until we decide, until we hear from the other girls. And I'd probably whisper hey, we should communicate whenever we can,
Actually.
or should I not?
No. I mean, I don't want to interrupt them, but I think investigating staking it could be good. If we're by the garage, may as well just go up there, kind of hide a little bit, so we're not just standing in the alleyway. Makes
Yeah,
a
I
bit more
agree.
sense.
I agree.
Okay. Well,
And I feel like we just went for a quick walk and then like up to the.
yeah.
You know,
We're teenagers.
we're
That's what
curious
we do.
teenagers. We're teenagers.
Give me a performance or deception checks as the two of you nonchalantly walk away from the building and up towards the parking garage.
23 deception.
That's an 8. I
Okay.
kind of want to re-roll it with my inspiration.
Do you?
I don't want to fail on this. Yeah, I'm going to use my inspiration and re-roll it.
Okay. Mark off that inspiration.
Fuck!
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
All right.
Dude.
Roll 20 is cursed.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no more inspiration.
Roll
C'est
20
la vie.
wants the game to go the way it wants the game to go. We just all have to accept
Indeed.
that fact. So as the two of you nonchalantly make your way up to the parking garage, let's turn our attention back to Kat and Melody, who are currently just looking back and forth up and down this very, very creepy, almost Saw-looking hallway, even though Saw actually hasn't come out yet. So, what are the two of you doing down here?
Looking around?
I want to listen for sounds like of somebody up to no good, maybe.
Absolutely. Make that perception check.
Okay.
Turn the fan on because it was getting hot and it keeps blowing my hair in my face.
18.
18. Wow. Yeah, with your 18, like, at first, there's just that hum of electricity, which is very, very rampant in this place. It is, after all, a power plant. Then there's the sounds of water dripping. There's the of the fluorescent light bulb that's not quite in the socket all the way and making that flickering sound. But then you're listening, and you push past all that ambient background noise and really listen. And you can hear the sounds of footsteps quietly tapping along.
Okay. I say, yeah, let's go. And I want to start walking quietly toward the footsteps.
Okay, well, the footsteps sound like they're coming from the north. You both start making your way down that direction. I imagine you're also trying to be as quiet as you can as you're moving. So both of you give me stealth checks.
Okay. Oh, 10. Dang it.
21.
21 and a 10. Melody, as you're walking along, you see that there's this like hand cart that's kind of pushed to one side that has like a few tools. It looks like they're working on a little electric box that's right there, and they had left their stuff there. And as you're passing it, your purse just kind of swings and hits a wrench that's sitting there on the side of it, and just knocks it off enough that it falls and hits the concrete with a ting, 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 ting. And you all wince as you hear that.
Is there any place to hide?
Yeah, can we duck behind the cart?
I mean, the cart's there. You could duck behind it, but it doesn't give a whole lot of cover, because it's a cart. And it's kind of, you can see through it in spaces.
Is
You
there, like,
are
a toilet?
You are at a T-junction currently, just a little bit ahead of you that goes to the left, to the right, and continues on forward. As far as things that you could hide behind, there's not a lot down here. Like, it's pretty damn open. So you have the cart that you could try to hide behind if you wanted to, or you could go right or go left if you wanted to like run and hope and hope, because you don't see anybody down the hallway, but you definitely did hear those footsteps.
Yeah, can we just hide behind the corner, like the opposite corner where we heard the footsteps coming from? So we just hide behind the wall,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
T shape. Okay.
You scurry over to the left and kind of get behind the wall and put your back against it. And the T-junction that you're at, you kind of glance left and right. It's kind of more of the same. Pipes along the walls, more pipes along the ceiling. However, as you glance, you look to the right, and you can see that somebody is walking in that direction.
Great.
Their back is currently to you, but they had also paused, and they're kind of like
How are
looking
they
as though like
dressed?
I just heard something. How are they dressed? Their back is to you, like I said, but they are wearing a blue collared shirt. The shape of it you kind of guess is like a button down dress shirt and slacks. He does appear to be a man, at least in the fact that tall, broad shouldered, short hair in the back. They haven't turned just yet. You've seen them and you do have a moment to react, but you only have a moment.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go to the opposite corner.
Move the other way, out of view.
Yeah.
So you go scurrying a different direction to get away from them. Make me another stealth check.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy. Did it look like it was possibly the guy that snuck away or someone else, or we don't know?
You're not sure yet, because like I said, they were behind you. Or their back was to
This is not going well.
No.
We have a 10 and an 11.
It's really not.
Oh, no.
As you're running to the next hallway to try to get behind that wall, the person does turn and look. And they pause because they look at you and you look at them. And that is the guy that was missing. Tall, dark hair, close cut hair, just kind of pushed back in a comb over. Now, he does not seem to have his jacket coat right now, but he does have a tie, and you do see that same pinky ring on his finger. And he looks at you as you're like hurrying to get to the hallway down there, and he calls out, "Hey, what are you doing down here?"
So we could ask you the same question.
Yeah, what are you doing down here?
He looks at you both and he says, "I work here. You obviously don't."
Neither do you. You're lying.
You were in the tour.
Tour? What are you talking about? Okay, I'm calling security. He seems to be telling you, and he's kind of looking back and forth to see, like, make me an insight check.
Okay.
Both of you can.
18.
11.
Melody, you're for sure this guy was on the tour, but not only that, when he's looking right and left, he's looking to see if anyone else is coming.
Okay. I'm going to say you don't have a radio to call in with. You don't work here. You're part of the tour.
What kind of role do you consider this to be, Melody?
Well,
Not deception.
Influence.
yeah, I think
Deception could
influence.
be, influence could be, I feel like.
Yeah, I'll try influence.
Okay.
Ooh, 21.
He kind of scowls a little bit, and he physically pushes past the two of you. And he says, whatever, I don't need to deal with this. I'm going to go find a phone to call security. And he pushes past you and seems to be walking away.
Okay. Should we
follow
follow him? Yeah, follow him.
Following perpetrator.
So the two of you are just following along after this guy. Okay. He's walking down the hall, and he turns back and he says, "Oh, you're gonna follow me now, huh? So you're gonna turn yourself in? Good. Let's get to the security now."
We're lost, so why not?
Say, what were you going toward? What were you up to?
What's down here?
You ask this question, and he's kind of looking back between the two of you. And Melody, you with that 21 or not with the 18 insight that you had rolled previously, I'm going to continue on using that. You notice a subtle change coming over this man. His eyes seem to narrow. His fists seem to clench for a moment. And you get a very distinct sense that he's thinking about changing tactics.
Okay. I whisper to Ash, brace yourself.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
Oh, this is a good pairing. You guys got this.
Okay, so, what I'm going to need the two of you to do, as you stand there bracing yourselves, I need you both to roll to resist magic. You're going to be making purity checks for me.
Oh, thank you. 21.
15.
15. The man, he opens his mouth and begins muttering these odd sort of expletives in a language that almost sounds like nails on a chalkboard. And you begin to feel a little bit stressed out. However, you push past it in that moment, just clinging to your conviction as Magi-Knights, and you are able to resist. The cultist then looks at you both with a dark expression, reaches into a pocket, and he pulls out a knife, a dagger. And so I'm going to need the both of you to roll for initiative.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Cat yell into the communicator.
Wait, help me
He's
understand.
the cultist.
What forces us to transform, or do we have to we have to transform?
So you don't have to transform unless unless there are outsiders present. Now, here's the thing. Your soul crystals are not glowing right now.
Fuck.
So we're not Magi-Knights right now.
You are not Magi-Knights right now.
Can't be Magi-Knights. Where's initiative?
And you can't become Magi-Knights without cracking your soul crystal.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
So even though he did magic, that's not a good enough reason. It has to be literal outsiders.
As per rules is written, yeah.
Well, if he's doing a spell that's that is more connected to outsiders, then it could work too.
Yes, that is true. But in this instance, he has not done that yet. So
Is
you
Kat
are
able to say something into the communicator just to let, like, Aisha know?
well. We're about to find out. Here's the good news: is that you are both going ahead of this cultist, because that's clearly what he is. However, let me get some battle music on here.
And how do we fight as not Magi-Knights?
This sucks.
Yeah. Do we have to roll manually, or is it on our sheet?
There should be like a basic just regular attack on there.
Yeah, they're student unarmed.
Mm-hmm. But I'm also going to remind you something. Just because we are in initiative does not mean we are necessarily in combat. Although this person obviously seems like he's going to be aggressive, insofar as he has pulled a knife out and has tried to mutter a curse at you. However, that doesn't mean you necessarily have to try to stand and fight this person.
We could run.
You can do numerous other things, including what's the social combat thing called? I'm blanking on it real quick.
Flash him? I'm sorry.
It's just social combat.
Just it is just social combat. So like you can make arguments as well. You don't
Convincing arguments.
yeah,
that's what you
convincing
were
arguments.
referring
That's
to.
what I was trying to remember. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So there is that as well. You don't necessarily have to try to swing, but all of these things are possible right now, and also obviously just running away. So, with that in mind, Melody, you are the first person to react to this this obviously occultist throwing a curse at you.
Okay, I say our friends know we're down here, and how about if we don't report that you're down here, you won't report us, and we can just go our separate ways.
Okay. That's going to be a persuasion check from you.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've used convincing arguments in the game. Actually, I don't think we've done it in this game yet.
Oh, what again?
Wow. Unfortunately, that is a failure. The cultist sneers and he says, "You are on the same tour I was. You're not supposed to be down here either. I bet nobody even knows you're here."
You'd be wrong.
Well, Kat, it is your turn. I also will throw out, because I did forget about this, there is technically right now 2 dynamic objects in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
You can use them as you will.
Yeah, I was thinking there was a cart not very far away.
There
Yeah,
was.
cart
It was
and a
actually
wrench.
very close, actually.
Well, first thing she's going to do is just yell out, "We found him with a knife!"
Into the communicator?
Into the communicator to let Aisha know.
Okay, so Aisha, Damian, and Salem. Aisha, you're still in the conversation with the tour guide, talking about colleges and what colleges is best for her line of work, and you're like halfway to the front entrance when over your communicator you hear Kat. At the same time, Damian and Salem, you have been walking up to the top of your of the car park, and you hear the same thing call out over the radio.
Found who?
Uh,
The hell
She
does
didn't
that
explain.
mean?
what did
Oh shit! Oh,
She didn't
no.
want to get it. Well, she said they knew he did. She didn't want to say too much.
So I'm gonna have let's hop in the car and go to the power plant.
all right.
I don't know if
Sounds
you
like
guys
they
can
need
get it.
You're muted.
Yep.
Thank you. You can absolutely go running to your car. Your turn is going to be getting in your car. Here's the bad news. If you look on the map, I just put you where Indolence Games is. They're
Yeah.
all the way up there.
Yeah, I know.
So, we'll get back to you in like a couple dozen rounds, maybe? I don't know. We'll talk about it.
He can bail us out of jail.
However,
I mean, yeah, I guess the question to Salem is like, do we go or do we stay?
I think we should head there. I mean, I have faith that they can handle things on their own, but they might need support. So,
And at the very least, you'll need a getaway. All right.
exactly.
All right. Yeah, we're. I wanted to stake this place out.
I know, right?
All right.
okay. Well, the two of you go hurrying to get into your car to start making your way to the power plant. Aisha, what do you do? Because I'm just going to kind of talk it through with you for a second. On the one hand, your friends are currently being attacked. On the other hand, however, if you draw attention to the fact that they're down there, you might all get in very serious trouble. You're muted.
You're muted.
Nope.
Nope. What did you yell exactly, Kat? We found him and he's attacking us.
Something like that. He has a knife.
Yeah, we found him. And he has a knife.
Who has
She didn't want to say too much because she had said, well, they were like, oh yeah, people know where we are. So you thought nobody knew where we were. So if I went into too many details, then he would definitely.
Totally. I just wanted to know exactly what you said. That's all.
We found him and he has a knife.
Nailed it.
Can you
I think
hear
I'll
me now?
probably.
Yes.
Oh, hey, there you are.
That was.
There we
Discord,
go.
What are you doing? Anyway. Sorry. I've lost my train of thought. Question number 1: how close is the nearest bathroom?
How close was the nearest bathroom?
Yeah.
Not like super far away. You could probably make it to there on this turn if you were to do nothing else but break away.
I'm going to pull a tampon out of my bag and point to the washroom and run that way.
Okay, make for me a deception check, I guess.
Yeah.
What's up, Los?
Did the tour guide hear the message?
No, they
just said it.
mortals
Okay.
can't hear. Mortals can't hear it.
Oh, I was not aware of that. I thought it was just
I
like.
wasn't
No,
either.
no. The risk is hearing people talking, hearing you talk into it.
Yes.
I
Not
hear you now.
the other way around.
It's like talking to the Wanderer. Nobody can see him, but you're talking to nothing.
No, I'm tracking now.
Can I argue this as a performance? You're going to say no, but I thought I would ask.
You're right. I am going to say no.
Ugh.
That's a 9. I'm just going to do it anyway.
You're just running off. You're not even bothering.
Going to the bathroom. Like, I'm not. I've just indicated a thing.
Yeah. As you're running the opposite direction away from them, you just hear the lady call out, "Wait, stop! You can't leave the group!" But that's what you're doing. You're running away. So let's go ahead and go to the cultist. Because it's their turn. While I'm doing that, Aisha, go ahead and roll me initiative, please.
Okay.
I have
I'm
a
gonna
question.
do it.
Yeah.
Was Cat able to do anything other than talking to the communicator?
Oh, no, you actually have your full turn. So if you want to do something besides that, go for it.
She depends how far the cart is.
You could get to the cart on with just a movement action.
Okay. I'm just wondering about pushing the cart into him, trying to knock him down or something. Or is there anything on the cart other than that wrench that fell?
Yeah, like I described, there's a toolbox with some various tools and like tape and some wires and like a spool of
Tape and
wire and
wires.
that sort of thing. They were working on an electrical box, and so the stuff is on there. Oh, and like, the headphones and gloves, or not headphones, but
Okay.
ear protection. That's
Well-
stuff on it.
Well, she will go to the cart and look at it and try to figure out what to use.
Okay, I'm gonna say that there was
Plan
at
out
least,
something for next time.
Yeah, there's at least 10 feet distance between the two of you, so this is not going to provoke an attack of opportunity or anything like that. You can absolutely make it to the cart. What are you going to do then?
Well, right now she's gonna try to put the cart between her and the guy as like cowering and try to like, okay, what is there? Just kind of defending herself if that's possible
Yeah,
with the cart.
You can
And next-
grab onto the cart. You still have an action though, so I'm asking if you want to do anything with that action.
I don't know what to do, so right now, like,
You could try and do a convincing argument. It's still technically social combat right now.
Yes.
no, I don't know what to say though. I'm not good at this.
And also take a look at the dynamic objects sheet, because there's a few different abilities you can use with that.
Need to find that. Investigation. Sorry.
Here you go. Dynamic objects.
I found it. Don't need jump or distress points. I was thinking the cart could knock him down, but I don't really want to. It doesn't seem like a good idea yet.
Okay. Well, you could just hold your action just in case they come up towards you, if you like.
Can I do something like if it looks like they're actually going to attack, push the cart toward, like at him with the.
Yeah, absolutely.
If
You're
they're
holding
gonna
your
look like
action
they're gonna-
to push the cart in case they act hostile.
Yeah, to try to interrupt their attack or to throw them off or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure what else to do.
Well,
We don't have fighting abilities.
Yeah, that's the danger. So, you have your cart in between you both, or between you and the guy, and you're holding it your action. Then it is going to be the cultist's turn. The cultist is he's looking between the two of you. Melody, you seem to be holding your ground a bit more. Cat's behind you with that cart. The cultist is brandishing that dagger. He's looking very menacing, and it seems to be like he's trying to. He's definitely coming up towards you. He's walking. He has the knife raised. It definitely looks like he's about to strike Katrina. So what I would like for you to do is just roll me a d20 and add your dexterity modifier and your proficiency.
I will just roll the dice. That's a 12 on the dice. Plus, where's my feet? Proficiency is what? I opened the wrong thing. Where's proficiency? Proficiency is 2. Dexterity modifier is 3. So So +5, so 17.
17 does strike the man. You push the cart, it goes zooming right towards him, hitting him square in the legs, and he kind of buckles forward a little bit. I'm going to have him roll a dexterity saving throw. He rolled a 4, which means that he drops his weapon. When the cart hits him, it falls out of his hand, and he kind of is hit and goes forward onto the cart. So he's going to have to use his. That is going to basically take away his turn because he's going to have to get back up again.
Knife.
Okay, we are at the top of the turn order. Melody, you are up. The cultist is like kind of buckled over that cart that Cat just pushed into him. He's looking like he's pushing himself back up to his feet again. What are you doing?
I'm taking his knife.
Okay, it's right there on the
Picking it
ground
up.
in front of you. What's your passive perception?
It is 14.
14. You can see it. It is right there underneath the front wheel of the cart.
Sweet. Okay, pick it up.
Okay, now you have a knife. It is slender. It is a dagger, but it is long. It is black, and there is a reddish gem on the hilt of the thing.
I say, you have good taste.
Okay, you still... I'm calling that a free action. You still have an action and movement.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to him again. I say, you're knocked over and I have your knife. You should just let us go.
Okay, make that persuasion or influence check.
Okay.
This game wants you to fight him.
Wow.
7.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is a failure.
Okay.
The cultist just sneers at you, and he says, "I'm gonna wring your scrawny little neck."
There was tape on that cart, wasn't there?
There is tape on the cart.
Like duct tape
Uh-huh. And electrical tape.
and electrical tape. Which is stronger?
I would argue duck, but that's me.
Definitely duct tape.
Well, Melody, you still have a movement. Do you get away from him at all, or are you staying there holding your ground?
Yeah, I think I'll move to, near Cat, except like the opposite side of the hallway, so that he can't like throw the cart at both of us or something if he decides to retaliate with it.
Okay, so you separate a little bit, getting to either side of him. Are you like pincering him? Are you getting around him to the other side, or is it more you're just separating?
Actually, yeah, I want to go to his opposite side. So Cat's on one side, I'm on his other side.
Okay, yeah, you kind of dance around him, keeping out of his reach to get to the other side, so you're pincering him together. Looks like Anesthetic is redeeming a hydration check, so everyone hydrate real quick. Also, Anesthetic is one of our Patreon supporters, and her tier allows her to give a point of inspiration during our games. Salem, the gods are looking down on you with favor right now, and you have a point of inspiration.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I actually already do have one, so I think I'm going to pass this one to Melody.
Melody, you got a point of inspiration.
Thank you. Like, appreciate it.
Okay. Well, that's it for Melody's turn. Katrina, you are up next.
Can I try to take the duct tape and like tape him?
I mean, you can
Or take him to the cart, or tape him around himself.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know what else to do. We don't like. She does. I don't have a weapon. And he's not. Doesn't seem to be wanting to give in. I mean, I could try a persuasion, but honestly, my persuasion's not great.
I will point out that with dynamic objects, one of the things is to restrain a horde or vassal with a ranged object attack. So you could attempt this. It's going to be weird and funky, but dynamic objects are kind of cool. So if you would like to attempt that, you can.
If Kira doesn't mind me using the both objects.
Throw the cart on top of him.
What if there's just like some of those like zip ties in the toolbox?
I mean, I feel like it would function the same way, but I have a better idea with the duct tape. So if this works, we're going to go with that.
Cool.
I just thought it'd be amusing to tie him up with duct tape.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So how does this work?
You're going to attempt this. This is another ranged weapon attack. So range, it's a d20 plus your dex plus your proficiency.
Okay, so it's whatever I roll plus 5. Oh, only 8 this time.
Well, plus 5.
Plus 5
13.
is 13. Unfortunately, a 13 is a failure. So what you do is like you grab the duct tape and grab the piece of it and go like this and start swinging it like almost like a sling, and like around and around and around, and you throw it. Unfortunately, it slips out of your hand, goes whizzing past the dude's head, and that is a miss.
I have inspiration. Is there a chance of trying again?
You can roll your inspiration to try again. Go ahead and take off that point of inspiration and re-roll.
Yeah. I rolled a 20.
That's an actual 20. So that's 25 total.
25 total.
It actually worked.
That is crazy. Good use of the inspiration. So instead of letting go at the last minute, you see it coming out of your hand. You reach out and grab it again. Give it one more good solid swing. The roll of duct tape goes spinning outward, wrapping around the guy's head, and then starts going around and around and around and around, wrapping this guy up until he falls backward. He is restrained right now.
That was
He's
the
a mummy.
most like 90s Power Ranger like description ever. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
It's so good. It's so good.
Anyway, so yeah, they're restrained for at least the moment. That was your action.
Okay. What do we do?
Well, can we just do whatever we want now? Like, or is it my turn?
No, you still have your move action if you want to move, but then it is their
Okay.
turn, and they do have a chance to try to get out of the restraint.
Oh, right. Okay.
Was there any chance of trying to grab his ring?
I
don't know if
feel
there's any
like
chance.
So I feel like that is going to be an action to actually look for his ring, because he is tied up, he's restrained right now.
That's what I was wondering.
So not right now, but good thought. We'll see what happens if the cultist is actually able to get out of the restraint.
Okay, Cat will back up then to move out of range a bit, and if the corner's nearby, kind of more.
Okay.
Not make it easy for him to go after the two of us since we're split up.
So, because you rolled a nat 20, I'm going to say that this is increasing the DC to get out of the restraint. It's wrapped around him so tight, it's going to be a harder check to get out. Okay? So he has to make an athletics check to see whether or not he can actually get out. He has a +5 to his athletics check. We will see whether or not he can get out. The DC originally was going to be a 14. I feel like with that nat 20, I'm making it an 18. But Failure means that he's at least loosened it enough that the next time he makes the check, it's going to be a lower DC, unless you do something about that. But those are the conditions that we're having. Let's see what he rolls.
Oh,
He rolled
That
a
one.
One?
Was he tighten it?
That's a nat one.
Was he tighten it?
Did he tighten it?
The cultist is wiggling back and forth, trying to get free. They are stuck and they're snarling, they're angry, they're kicking their feet as much as they can, but like you ribbon them around. You're so good with your little ribbon whips as a dancer that he is completely restrained, and you're just like, I imagine you're holding the edge of the tape like this, just keeping him tight.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
I wish I had a
Incredible.
camera.
Bellissimo.
That's
Amazing.
it for his turn. Aisha, you have been chased into the bathroom. You get into the bathroom, you get into a stall and lock the door. And like a moment later, the bathroom door has been opened, and she's calling out, young lady, Miss Yamamoto.
Did I see her see me go into the bathroom?
Oh, she definitely saw you. Yeah, she was chasing you the moment you ran off.
But nobody's watching the rest of the tour.
Yeah. Whoops.
that's true. Uh-oh. The other cultists will come get us.
Yeah, maybe, probably.
What do you do, Aisha?
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you stay transformed if you force the transformation?
Less than an hour, I would say, give or take.
That's more than enough time. Is the Wanderer blocking a forced transformation right now?
As you sit there in the stall holding your crystal, thinking, contemplating that, you do see the Wanderer sitting there on the tile floor, like right in front of the toilet, just looking up at you with a quiz. Well, you don't have your pants down.
Bathroom stall?
It's
It's
just
a
sitting
pervert.
there.
It's a perverted wanderer.
It's a cat!
It's
It is
a
a cat,
cat.
people!
Cats
It's
do
not
that,
a
that's
person.
true.
It's a sentient
Right.
cat. It speaks.
I don't care.
Anyway, y'all. Anyway, the cat looks at you and says, Aisha, I know what you're contemplating. That's extremely, extremely dangerous.
Will you let me?
The cat kind of... the cat seems frustrated. How many social points do you have with them? Did you say 14?
I believe it's 14. I was...
12 now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, 14.
Make a persuasion check. Or a leadership check.
I'm gonna make a leadership check because I get to roll a d4 extra with that. I'm looking at the wrong set of skills. 11.
The cat says, I'm sorry, Aisha. It's too dangerous to do it right now. You don't know what you're thinking. If you just go running out there fully transformed right now, you're going to draw attention to everything we're doing.
Okay. Please leave. I need to take my pants off now.
I imagine as you say that, you kind of avert your eyes a little bit, and then you look back, and the cat's gone.
Sorry.
Can I ask for an update in the communicator, like while we're driving? Like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I'd say that The next turn is logically the two of yours. So during that, you're driving in that direction, and you can get on the communicator and ask for an update. What do you say? Hey, what's going on?
Aisha's still taking her turn, right? So I don't want to...
No, Aisha's turn's over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to, with Salem and I in the car, and say, hey, we're on our way. We're really far away. It's going to take us 20 minutes to get there. But what is going on? Can we get an update?
Something a little bit more than man with knife.
Can we answer yet?
Well, it is the top of the turn order. It is your turn. I'm not going to narrate anything beyond that for their turn because everyone's just driving to get to you. So Melody and Katrina, at the top of the turn order, you would hear Damian and Salem calling over the communicator.
Okay, so I can use a free action to reply, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll say no more man with knife, now girl with knife and man in duct tape.
And I imagine in that moment, like the two of you just look towards one another and you're like, what the fuck?
Did they go to the tour or do something else? Because
I know, sir. What is happening? Okay. And I can't reply, right?
No,
until my turn.
You can reply a little bit. I'll allow 6 seconds of conversation, give or take.
And there's only one man?
For now, yes.
Here. Upstairs, not so much.
Oh.
Yeah, there was four more upstairs or 5 more upstairs? Yeah,
4,
upstairs.
I think.
Stay
It's 4 or
safe.
3.
Running is still an option. We're on our way.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
It was 3 or 4 upstairs.
It is your turn, Melody. So, what would you like to do?
Okay, so he's laying on the floor, right, with the duct tape?
He is laying on the floor with the duct tape tied up around him. He is struggling to get free, and you have a knife in your hands.
Okay, so Melody always wears, like, thick black boots to school, so I'm gonna step right on his groin with my boots and point the knife at him, and I say, I told you should have stood down.
Make for me an intimidation check with advantage.
Okay.
Amazing.
This is wild.
So, influence?
Yeah, influence.
Or, yeah, influence, not intimidation.
Ew.
Hey,
Oh, yay!
Oh,
Advantage, you did well.
you love to see it.
Yep.
You
21.
can definitely see fear in the cultist's eyes as you stomp on his groin and then threaten him with a knife. Do you do anything else on your turn, or is that it?
No, I'm trying to get him to social combat back down, so I don't think I'll attack him.
Okay. Katrina, it's your turn.
Kat wants to check out his ring if she can. They all had these weird rings that,
Make for me an investigation
point out.
check.
Do the bonds still got loosened even with a crit 1?
Yes.
well, that's not fair.
Shit. Yeah, something to be aware of.
Investigation?
Yes, an investigation.
22.
His hands are like kind of at his side right now, and he's wiggling them, but you can see the ring on his pinky finger.
Okay. Am I able to get it?
You could, you would absolutely could take it off of him if you want to.
She wants to check out those. She wants to take the rings since they all had the same rings. It's all part of their cult as far as she's concerned.
Yeah,
So she wants to get it.
you can.
In case something happens and he gets away, she at least wants to have. They have the ring and the dagger. That's 2 things that they can at least investigate some more.
Okay, absolutely. You do find the ring. You are able to slip it off his finger, and you kind of look like at it. It's a men's ring, red kind of crystally glass piece in the center has an odd sort of gold inscribed rune looking thing in the center of the gem. Something to look at later. You slip it into your pocket for now. That's going to be it for your turn. The cultist is going to make another attempt to get away. That is a 23. That is a success. Even if I did
Somebody's
lower.
standing on him.
Yeah, well, he's been wiggling this entire time, and even the kick to the groin, like, he's still been moving, and suddenly he just pushes, and it's almost like for a moment you notice he's actually pretty damn built. He's got some big old arms on him underneath that button-down shirt that he's wearing, and the duct tape snaps, and just kind of as he's doing that, it makes you stumble back a little bit. Melody. He's going to climb to his feet. He's going to snarl at the both of you and say, "You bitches. You bitches, I'm going to get my revenge on you. But not today." And he turns and he is going to run 15 feet away.
Which direction?
Away from you, we'll call it to the west.
Okay.
I'll say, see you later, Mr. Sticky.
The juxtaposition of you kicking him in the junk and then saying this after-school special thing, like it's
Mr. Sticky.
You and I took that very differently.
I love it. Aisha, you are still in the bathroom. The person, the tour guide is like knocking on your stall. Miss, I
I'm
need
gonna
to get you
mind
back to
the
the
act
group.
of changing
Yeah.
tampon and then get out, throw it out, and wash my hands.
Absolutely.
Watching the tour.
Melody, it's the top of the turn order. It is your turn. You did see the cultist run away. You couldn't have gotten too far.
I want to find out what he was doing, though, before we have to go back up.
He's still down here, unsupervised.
Oh. Is he going back toward the elevator?
No, he's actually running the opposite direction of where you found him. Like, imagine you're walking down a hallway going north. There was a T-junction that goes west and east. You saw him at the eastern side. He is now running towards the west.
I know I'm not in the scene technically, but he's probably going to a pool of water.
Oh. Okay, well, yeah, I want to follow him, but keep a distance to make sure he doesn't try to attack me again, but to see what he's doing.
Okay. You head over to the T-junction, get right at the corner, and kind of peek out to the side. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, 13.
13. You can see them running. They seem to be in the center of the hall, just sprinting in that direction. But they do have their head kind of tilted to one side. You're not sure whether or not they noticed you, but they're definitely looking in your direction.
Okay. I also want to say my communicator really quickly. The cultist is running away.
Okay, you all would hear that
No.
over your communicators.
Not Mr. Sticky is running away.
That's true. I don't want to be cryptic anymore. I already did enough of that.
Mr. Sticky.
And that's the title of your porn tape.
Oh no, no.
Not the title
I
of the
deserve
episode.
that.
It's called
I deserve
Title
that.
of Your Sex Tape. You're gonna make the Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference.
Anyway.
It's very clear. Yeah, the joke was clear. It landed. I
Yeah,
got it.
it
Very
landed.
funny.
Anyway, so Katrina, are you doing anything other than you
Yeah.
saw Melody run forward and look around the hall.
I'll follow Melody.
Okay. You can get behind Melody. You can see the cultists running. Are you going to try to catch them, or are you letting them just peace out?
Did you freeze? You froze for a second.
Am I frozen?
No,
I don't
he's
think
there.
I'm frozen.
Not anymore.
No,
yeah,
you're
you're there.
Oh,
You
being
froze
weird.
for me for a second.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I'm not going to try to catch him, but I'm just going to follow.
Gotcha.
See where he goes.
Okay, make your way to the hallway, and you're kind of watching. And you do see on the next turn that the cultist continues to run down the hallway, getting his full length of speed, distance away. We'll say that probably in another 6 seconds or so, you see them turn a corner and disappear entirely. If you're not planning on pursuing.
They disappear like we just don't.
Like, so they run down the hall and then they make a right and disappear around another turn.
Oh, okay.
Well, I want to follow him to make sure that he's not, like, he's gone. If that makes sense. That if he went through a puddle or he went through something and he's not just hiding and waiting for us to go to continue whatever he was doing.
Okay. Well,
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're following them to see what they do, but keeping a clear distance away, you will see that by the time they get to the end of that hallway, there is a reflective window. You know, one of those one-way mirrors kind of things that you see them dive into.
Okay.
Use mirrors or windows. One of the two.
Not just puddles.
Reflective surface.
So they can escape through it, but not come in through it.
I mean, as far as we know, they could, maybe.
I mean,
Well, he came in through
why
the
would he
door.
like come in through the door and
Yeah.
Fair point. No, fair point.
Do we head back to the elevator?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You make your way to the elevator and get in, hitting the button to go back to the main level, which doesn't take much too long. This is the length of 2 rounds, which is about, by the time Aisha's being walked back to the rest of the group. The doors open. The two of you look to see 2 more of those men in the suits standing there at the hallway elevators. Just standing there.
I wanted to say really quick before we got on the elevator that I stashed away the knife. I guess maybe inside my boot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
I say, hello, can we help you?
Okay. The 2 of them that are standing there, they both turn as one and kind of look at the 2 of you and give you both a curious expression. I'd like for the both of you to make for me either a deception or a performance check as you're both making your way off of the elevator.
Ooh. 20 and 18.
You say, yes, can I help you? And the 2 of them just kind of turn and go walking away back to the group without a word. You both step off and start walking over there as well. And that's about the same time that from the other direction, Aisha and the tour guide come walking up. The tour guide is looking extremely frazzled at this point. They're looking about everyone and says, okay, everyone, it is time it is time to be heading back to the entrance. Unfortunately, this tour has lasted much longer than it should have, and we're going to need you all to get out of here. So follow me, please. Keep together, and let's move as quickly as possible.
It made you rejoining the group easier. That was totally my plan.
That's true.
Okay, it's just like,
Nope, zero acknowledgement.
And I think that is actually an excellent place to end things for this evening. With the trio of ladies heading out from the power plant, not hurt, not captured, not arrested. So I call that a win.
Yeah.
we have some shinies.
You do.
Yeah, and we are shiny.
We were successful. This was a successful operation, guys.
Yeah. That could have
Nice
gone
job,
so
y'all.
wrong.
I've never clenched so tight.
And we stopped the cultist from whatever he was trying to do.
Oh man.
It's
We
true.
think.
Just the words, I've never clenched so tight.
Oh boy.
And that's the title of your sex tape.
No.
No.
Good
And that's
for
where we're
them.
going to end things. So, well done, everybody. And
Ah.
thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back here in 2 weeks to find out what happens as our heroes enter in their patrol phase. So they got a lot of choices to make between now and then. As always, I go around the table and have everybody tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. And Kira, since you're the one who did the recap, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Okay. I'm Kira Salgy. I'm the assistant creator of Magi-Knights Awakening. And you can find me and all of the and our rulebook on our website, magi-knights.com, and all our social medias there as well. And I'm also the author of the children's book, My Dad the Game Master, which you can find on Amazon. Oh, and I forgot to say, you can find the PDF of our book on DriveThruRPG.
There it is. There's the book. Love it. Definitely go check it out. Okay, Los, why don't you go next?
Yeah, sorry, making sure I wasn't muted. I'm Los, I play Damian, and have a blast doing it. I thought I was going to start streaming more often, but all my spare time is spent parenting and in school, so if I ever do start, all my socials are PDX Homebrew, and including Twitch, so it'll probably be under that. But otherwise, you'll catch me here every other week.
Right on. Hana, you're next.
Hi, I'm Hana. I was your Aisha for tonight. Our girl failure leader, I guess. If you want to see me play another failed girl, head over this Sunday to Singularity Roleplay, where I'll be playing my trans hacker girl in the game of City of Mist. My brother's in a coma. I've been offered some magic candy that might wake him up. So that should be a good time. Otherwise, you can find me anywhere on the internet that matters at Destiny Trio INC. And as soon as these outros are done, I'm going back to play more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
That's valid. Ash, you're next.
I'm Ashleyien. I played Cat today. And I don't do a whole lot online, so you can find me here every 2 weeks.
Random Rhapsody exclusive. John, go for it.
I'm John. I play Salem tonight, and on every other Mondays, I'm also here at Random Rhapsody, where I play Draven in the Aether Tech Wars. He is a gentle giant cinnamon roll of a gravedigger, and I love him. But you can also find me at johnpoeart.bluesky, at the Blue Sky, and CreativePanda88 on Instagram. So.
Right on. Well, as always, I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can find me every Monday and Wednesday here running games for these lovable players, and I will probably continue to do that for the foreseeable future. You can also find me this month over on All on the Table TTRPGs. That's in association with the Transverse. We do a lot of different TTRPGs and support trans rights. So definitely go check us out. I'm going to be playing there this Saturday at 2:30 Central, I believe it is. When I'm going to be playing the Secrets of Small Gods campaign. That is a Pathfinder 2e campaign. I play my one of my favorite characters of all time, Tybal Toldrum. He's a catfolk rogue who is more of a crafting magician. At the same time, he's complicated and fun, and I love playing him. So check me out there this Saturday at 2:30. Also, on the 16th, you'll find me playing more Pathfinder, this time over on the Lost Caravan RPG. That is going to be at 7 p.m. Central on the 16th. I'm actually resurrecting another one of my favorite characters, Edward Albert Poe. He is a curmudgeon of a wizard, and he is just goofy and ridiculous, and I have a lot of fun playing him too. So check me out on both of those channels. Check me out here on Random Rhapsody, and check out all of these awesome people wherever you can find them. And so, on behalf of everyone here in the Magi-Knights and everyone in the Random Rhapsody crew, I just want to say, thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long, good luck, and until next time, may your dreams be infinite. And good night.
Nighty night.
No, may yours be infinite.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
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 Night. Okay, good night.